Miss Turner's class. You need help with homework? It's Miss Turner's class. I got you. It's Miss Turner's class. What about if you didn't understand something in class? It's Miss Turner's class. I got you.
Hey you guys, and welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, we're focusing on Module 1, Lesson 6. And we're still on Standard 4.NBT.2. However, we're focusing on the part of the standard that is talking about finding 1, 10, and 100,000 more or less than a given number. So you guys, all we're going to be doing in today's video is finding the sum and differences of numbers. We're going to be adding and subtracting. Before we do, let's go ahead and see what we remember. See what we remember from the previous grade. What operation would we use if we're finding the difference of two numbers? Is it multiplication, addition, division, or subtraction? I'm finding the difference. What would I use? That's right. I'm going to use subtraction, you guys. What about if I want to find the sum of two numbers? What operation would I use? Multiplication, addition, division, or subtraction? Right again, addition. Let's look at this first problem. In this first problem, it says find the sum or difference of 13,097 minus 1,000. What are we looking for? The sum or the difference? Based off of the fact that I see subtraction. That's right. We're looking for the difference. So you guys will notice that we're using the same place value chart from our previous lesson. And the reason why we're using the same place value chart is because I want to make sure that we are able to line up our numbers the same way we lined up our numbers when we were comparing. So I'm going to start lining up my numbers by first looking at the number 13,097. Can you remind me, when I'm lining up my numbers, what place value should I always begin in? Wow, you have a great memory. That's absolutely right. I'm always going to begin in my ones place. So looking at the number 13,097, what number's in the ones place? Good thinking. 7. Now let's go ahead and fill in the rest of our number. I'm taking away 1,000, so I'm also going to have to write 1,000 on the bottom row of my place value chart. What number is in the ones place? Write again, 0, and then just fill in the rest of your place value chart for that number. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3 zeros, 2, 3 zeros, and 1 in the number 1,000. I'm subtracting, so I'm going to draw that line and draw my subtraction symbol. When I'm subtracting or when I'm adding, I'm starting in the ones place. I'm starting in the... Let's try that again. This time I want you to scream it at me. Scream into that camera. Scream into that computer. When I'm subtracting and adding, I'm starting in the ones place. I'm starting in the... That's right. So I'm going to look all the way back at the ones place, and I'm going to begin subtracting. 7 ones minus 0 ones. What is my difference? That's right, 7. Now let's move to our tens place. 9 tens minus 0 tens. What's my difference? What's my difference? That's right, 9. Now let's move on to our hundreds. 0 hundreds minus 0 hundreds. What's my difference? Good job, 0. Now let's move on to our thousands. 3,000 minus 1,000. What's my difference? Quick thinking. Good job. 2,000s. And now I'm on my last place value, my largest place value. 1 10,000s minus, there's no number here on my second number. If there's no number, we're going to imagine that there's a 0, an imaginary 0 there. Now we can subtract and find the difference. 1 10,000 minus 0 10,000s. What's my difference? That's right, 1. Now that I've found my difference of each individual place value, I'm going to add my comma. Remember, after every 3, I add my comma. So in between what two numbers am I going to place my comma? In between the blank and the blank. Good job, you guys. In between the 2 and the 0. So I now know that 13,097 minus 1,000 equals 12,097. Let's keep going. In this problem, it says find the sum or difference, and just as before, I'm going to have to place my numbers on my place value chart in order to find the sum or difference. Let's look at my operation. Am I finding the sum or the difference based off of my operation? Great thinking. I completely agree with you. I'm finding the difference because I have a subtraction symbol. So now you guys, let's go ahead and write our numbers on our place value chart. Just as before, I'm always starting in the blank place. I'm always starting in the, fill in that blank for me. Always starting in the, that's right, I'm always starting in the ones place when I'm lining up my numbers. What number's in the ones place? In my first number. Good job. 4. Fill in the rest of your number. And what about my second number, 10,000? What number is in the ones place? Oh, you guys are on fire. Absolutely, 0. Fill in the rest of your number. All right, you guys, now that we fill it in our number, we're going to go ahead and draw our line and draw our operation that we're using because we're finding the difference between both of these numbers. Same as before, when I'm adding or subtracting, when I'm finding the sum or the difference, I always start in the ones place. So that means I'm going back and I'm looking at the ones place. 4 ones minus 0 ones. What's my difference? Good job, 4. Now I'm on to my tens. 5 tens minus 0 tens. What's my difference? Great thinking, 5. I'm on to my hundreds. 2 hundreds minus 0 hundreds. What's my difference? Awesome job, 2 hundreds. Now I'm on to my thousands. 4 thousands minus 0 thousands. What's my difference? Great thinking. 4 thousands. And my last place value, my 10,000s. 5 10,000s minus 1 10,000. What's my difference? Good job. 4. Don't forget those commas. You guys, easy peasy. We just worked super hard to find the difference of 54,254 minus 10,000. And I know that the difference is 44,254. Let's try another one. Let's go ahead and add an addition symbol here. If I add an addition symbol, would I be finding the sum or the difference of this number? That's right, I'm going to be finding the sum this time. So same as before, let's go ahead and write our numbers on our place value chart, lining up our numbers. When we're lining up our numbers, I start in the blank place. I start in the blank place. Do you think you remember? Good job. I start in the ones place. What number's in the ones place? In the number 324,560. Good job. 0. Fill in the rest of your number. Now let's do the same thing for our second number. Our second number is 100,000. What number's in the ones place in 100,000? Oh, you guys are so smart. Absolutely. 0. Fill in the rest of your number. And as always, don't forget those commas. Now this time around, I'm finding the sum, so don't forget that addition symbol, you guys. Remind me one more time, because this is our last problem. And Miss Turner forgot. What place value am I going to start adding or subtracting in? I always start in this place value. That's right. I always start in my ones. So let's go ahead and start adding, you guys. 0 ones plus 0 ones. What's my sum? Good job. 0. Oop, let's go ahead and rewrite that 0 so it looks like a 0 and not a 6. Now I'm on to my tens. 6 tens plus 0 tens. What's my sum? Great job. 6 tens. Now I'm on to my hundreds. 5 hundreds plus 0 hundreds. What's that sum? Awesome thinking, guys. 5 hundreds. Now I'm on to my thousands. 4 thousands plus 0 thousands. What's my sum? Good job. 4 thousands. Now I'm on to my 10,000s. 2 10,000s plus 0 10,000s. What's my sum? Good job. 2 10,000s. And lastly, 300,000s plus 100,000s. What's my sum? Good job. 400,000s. Don't forget that comma. Where is my comma going to go? Remember, after every 3, I drop a comma. So where am I going to drop my comma? Good job, between the 4 and the 5. Awesome thinking, you guys. We've now successfully found the sum of 324,560 plus 100,000. I know that the sum is 424,560. Thanks you guys so much for working with me through these problems as we found 1,000, 10,000, and 100,000 more